Well, we made it to, oh gosh, I forget the river's name. What a way to wake up in the morning, right? Will you look at this gorgeous meadow? This is what we get to sleep next to tonight. So yeah, we're squishing in our boots and everything's just wet. So we're almost to the end of our adventure. This is part 3 as we hike out the Dosewallips and end up having to hack our way through the primordial forest of an Olympic National Park alpine meadow. But the flowers are amazing even as they tower over our heads. And even better was coming into our last camp on that last night and finding our smiling face of our friend who had dropped us off and was picking us up. It was so good to see her. Started seeing more people on this way out, and to be honest, by day 3, I was kind of like a horse to the barn and didn't film or didn't photograph much. So that last day is going to be a little short, but it's still well worth the adventure. So if you haven't seen parts 1 or part 2 yet, I will go ahead and put a link in the description or somewhere up here, and I will see you in a minute. Welcome to Bear Camp Shelter. We woke up this morning and it was drizzly, rainy, drizzly, which is, we kind of knew we'd get a wet day today or sometime during our trip. And we're definitely getting one today. We are both just absolutely soaked from foot up, mostly because we've had to walk through brush that was drenched in water and dew and raindrops. And so yeah, we're squishing in our boots and everything's just wet. So when we get to camp, we're going to be, getting our tents up and getting into our sleeping bags and trying to get everything dried out and warmed up. We're not there yet. We've got about another 4.5 miles to get there, but we're mostly going to be in the trees from now on, not too much brushy. So we'll also be able to probably dry out a bit as we're walking. But it's just been still a beautiful day. The meadows are, they're horribly overgrown. They're still absolutely filled with flowers and lovely. I am going to need to take a double look at what is in my camera bag and make sure everything gets dried off tonight and warmed up a bit. I'm a little concerned about it. My camera bag that I use, it goes around my waist and it's not water resistant. I'm going to need to treat that, but I will go ahead and do a camp cleaning where I do have a camp towel and a couple of microfibers to clean off everything and make sure everything's all nice and dry. So we're gonna rest here for a little bit and then move on, and we'll see you tonight. After spending most of the day hacking a trail through the primordial forest that is the Alpine Meadows in Olympic National Park, we are down at Deception Creek at our camp. Yay! Christy took one faceplant in the trail and she is hurting, but we're going to get her taped up and make sure that she doesn't swell too much from the fall. Most of the meadows were just so overgrown. We were wet. We didn't really need raincoats because we were getting wet from the feet up. So we're here in camp drying out everything. We've got our rain flies hung. We've got our socks hung, pants, everything is hung up trying to dry off. And we get a little bit of sunshine every now and then. So, there's the normal Pacific Northwest weather. Just always changing on you. And what a really nice campsite. It's beautiful forest. We're going to be mostly in the forest for the next 2 days as we hike out. We've only got 2 more days on the trail. And it's kind of sad trying to figure out how I can extend the time. After being put to sleep last night by the haunting vibrato of varied thrush and being woken up again this morning by the twittering songbirds, we are back on the trail on a glorious bluebird day. We're sitting here, I'm standing next to Deception Creek, and we've got about an 8-mile day today. It's through the forest, so with the sun shining and the forest, we should be able to get at least our boots dry because they did not get dry last night. And it's looking forward to the day. Tonight we're going to be at Dosewallips Camp, which used to be a Park Service camp. Oh, it's still a Park Service campground, but it used to be a good drive into it. But let's hit the trail and see where it leads us. arrived in camp yesterday afternoon and were greeted with the glorious smiling face of our friend Jeannie, who was supposed to be on the trip with us but had hurt herself a couple weeks ago and wasn't able to make it. So she dropped us off on last Friday and she came to pick us up. Just to pick us up today, but she came out to this last camp area, and it's an old campground that the Park Service had until the road washed out, and now you can't drive up here anymore, but you certainly can hike in and camp. It's our last day, and I've had a wonderful time. I'm getting a little emotional about it. I'm kind of ready to go back to the rest of the world, but I'll always love it here. And we've got another trip coming up in a couple weeks. I really want to thank you for joining me on our little adventure. 9 days in the backcountry. We kind of stank when we came off, but that's, par for the course. Great adventure, great stories, great views, amazing photos, and amazing memories made. Thank you for joining me again. I really appreciate you coming along. And if you like this adventure, there's more to come. I've got an 8-day adventure coming up here at the end of August, and I can't wait to share it with you. So make sure you give me a like on this video and other videos if you please. Subscribe, and of course ring that bell so you get notified when there's other videos coming out. And with that, thank you for coming along.